Good afternoon, all of you. Hi, Sneha. Hello, Varun. How are you? Right. So I welcome you to BYJU'S exam prep, and I welcome you to this session, must know words. So this should be know and not known. That's probably just a typo. Must know words for CAT and other MBA exams, right? So this is what we are going to talk about today. Now, in these must know words, see, yesterday also we did some high frequency words. There I focused primarily on synonyms, on antonyms, on fill in the blanks, right? We did analogy questions in the last lab to NMAT. So we have focused on these question types so far, right? Odd word out also, yes, I remember. So synonym, antonym, fill in the blanks, odd word out, analogy. This is what we focused on. So today, let us talk about some idioms, okay, some common confusables, and of course, we will look at some fill in the blanks as well, right? The ubiquitous vocabulary question type, fill in the blank, we'll look at that as well. Okay, on this note, let's begin. And today I'll be timing you very, very specifically. Yes, so vocabulary, but primarily idioms and common confusables. You'll find these question types to be different than your usual vocabulary words, right? And again, I'll be timing you very specifically. I have timers today, okay? So that all of us respond within that time limit, right? And yes, before we begin, this is something that I want to announce. All India Open Mock CAT 2022. In case you are targeting 2022, I need not tell you how important taking mocks is for you. So this is open from September 30th to 9th October. You can register right now and then you can take it at any time during this window. Okay, and to stick to your schedule, yesterday also I suggested a hack to you, that think of it as an appointment that you've made with someone so that you do not miss taking the mock on the date on which you've decided to take it, right? All right. And yes, this is something that's going on. So yesterday we had a session on the high frequency words asked in various MBA exams. This is something that we had at 12 p.m. yesterday, and at 3 p.m. yesterday we talked about NMAT specific vocabulary, where I showed you quite a few analogy questions, right? So do have a look. And yes, let's begin with an idiom question. So see, this is your timer. It is started already. Let's see what you say. Which idiom fits here? Let the grass grow under one's feet. So what is the meaning of this idiom? That is what you have to tell me. If I let the grass grow under my feet, what am I doing? Let's see. So I've given you a very comfortable amount of time to solve this question in. So Varun, see, how many mocks have you taken already? How many are left? So ideally, see, one mock per week suffices. Okay, so if you have one mock per week, then in that case, this is enough, right? Good afternoon, Soni. Sneha says D. Anushka says C. Alright. Pratik C. Ekta D. Varun C. Okay. Prats D. Mrinal C. Soni A. Alright. So A, C, D. That's what I've got. To let the grass grow under one's feet. See, in the US particularly, it was a very cultural thing to have a lawn outside your home, right? And when you have a lawn outside your home, you have to take constant care of it also. So people would mow their lawns. People would not let the grass grow by mowing their lawns very regularly, right? So if you let the grass grow under your feet, that means you are procrastinating something. You're not doing something that you're supposed to do. You are delaying matters, right? That is where this idiom comes from, and this is the meaning, to delay matters. So associate it with someone who does not mow their lawn very frequently, right? So this person is letting the grass grow under their feet. This person is procrastinating, delaying matters. C is the answer here. Okay. Good noon, Vidhi. Okay, Chalak share investor. Hello. Right. So, coming to our next question, Peric Victory. What does this mean? Peric Victory. Ishan, as far as I know, we don't, but I'll still check it with my team once. I'll confirm it again once. I did confirm it with them earlier and let you know about this. Okay, so Peric Victory, this is actually a Greek term. Hi, good noon, Apurva. Yes, tell me, what is the meaning of Peric? So, it comes from the name of a Greek mythological, no, is it mythological? I'm not sure if it's mythology or if it's reality. No, probably it's reality. Okay, so Pyrrhus was a Greek general. Pyrrhus was a Greek general. Okay, general, soldier wala general I'm talking about. Okay, so let me just capitalize it. Now, this Greek general actually gained victory in a particular battle with Rome, in a particular battle with Romans. However, he lost so many of his troops during this battle that he could not ultimately succeed in capturing Rome. So he won the battle, but he lost the war. So a Pyrrhic victory is a victory that you win at such a great cost that it is practically pointless. A victory that you win at such a great cost that it is practically pointless. Okay, so it comes from the story of a Greek general who won a particular battle but lost so much, suffered so much loss of lives of his soldiers that he could not ultimately capture Rome, could not ultimately win the war. Right? Hence, C is our answer. Good, those who mark C. So remember this from the name of Pyrrhus. If we know the origin behind idioms, it becomes much easier to remember them for a long period of time. That's why I am telling you the idioms, I am telling you the origins wherever I know of the stories behind them, right? A lot of idioms you learn contextually also. So for instance, you learn from reading them again and again in various contexts that, okay, this is what an idiom means. So indirectly you pick them up like this. Directly when you learn them, you can look at their origin, right? So as to remember them for a long time. Now, coming to this one, under a cloud. If someone is under a cloud or some institution is under a cloud, what does that mean? Shrouded means covered. Let's see. So I'm giving you a lot of time for an idiom question. This is a 30-second timer actually. Idioms can be done in half the time also. All right. D, B, all right. C. Okay, so I have completed BSc. See, SNAP, it depends on whether you've prepared for any entrance exams earlier, how you are at your various sections, right? So why don't you take one mock, solve one previous year SNAP paper, and that will give you an idea as to where you stand. That's one thing. To contact us, you can join our Telegram channel. Okay, BYJU'S MBA Doubts. I'll show the link towards the end of the session. Okay. So with a fair, if you have a fair bit of background in entrance prep, then yes, a lot of students become serious about SNAP at this point only. Okay. B or D maybe, then basically most of you are saying B or D. Let's have a look. So if someone is under a cloud, if I say the institution is under a cloud or the organization is under a cloud for fraud. Now, what do you say when I've given you the context? It is not being secretive, it is not shrouded in mystery, it is not sorrowful, it is under suspicion for a fraud. Okay, so D, Delhi is the answer here. Alright. Okay, next. To throw down the gauntlet. A gauntlet is a glove worn as an armor. वो जो steel के से नहीं होते थे, those sort of gloves are called gauntlets. To throw down the gauntlet. So, in fact, there is a related idiom also. To take up the gauntlet. To take up the gauntlet. So, let me see what you've said. Let me look at your responses. Okay. Yes, Sony. So, I just announced now we've launched an All India Open Mock recently, right? So, I just announced this in the beginning of the session itself. See, 30th September to 9th October. In fact, one of our All India Open Box recently got over. So now you can't take it. But we had one earlier. Now also we have one. So you can take this one. And I think there is one more that is available. When you log into the BYJU'S exam prep app, no? There is one mock that is available for free apart from this for your preparation, for your practice, right? So yes. Okay, coming to throw down the gauntlet. Now this comes from an Middle Ages ka practice, a medieval practice. Okay, so it comes from a medieval practice, and what happened in that is that a knight, who are knights, KNIGHT knights I'm talking about. So a knight would issue a challenge for a fight. A knight would challenge you to a fight by throwing that glove. Okay, and the opponent was supposed to pick it up. If the opponent picked it up, that means the opponent has accepted the challenge. So to throw down the gauntlet means to issue a challenge. To take up the gauntlet means to accept that challenge. To accept the challenge. So this is what this means. So remember the meaning of gauntlet, and I think then you will remember this. Glove throw kiya, okay, or you can remember it like this. Abo steel wala aisa armor throw kiya, that means you are issuing a challenge. Agar wo pick kar liya, that means you are accepting a challenge. Right? Okay. Now, it's free, Mrinal. It's free. Okay, it's free. It's open for everyone. That's why I'm announcing it in this session. Yes, knights are your soldiers and your warriors. Absolutely. Okay. Coming to a common confusables question. So these were some idioms. Now let's have a look. We have more idioms, don't worry. Coming to a common confusables question, just to do something new in between. So these are your 3 blanks. In fact, sorry, these are your 4 blanks, right? The numbering has been, just a second. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have to decide which of the words fits in which blank, right? So no timer here. Tell me what the answer should be. Common confusables, words that are commonly confused with each other. Let's have a look. Okay. Varun says A. Prat says A. Okay. Mrinal C. All right. Ekta A. So 3 A's, 2 C's. Yes, please either one of you. I want more of A's or more of C's. This is a very narrow margin for me. Okay, there's a tie again. All right. Others, what do you say? Please break this tie. Come on. Just 6 responses. Okay, I've got more of A's now. Let's have a look. Okay, again there's a tie. He is the most dash of the speakers to address us today. He is the most famous. He is the most distinguished of the speakers to address us today. That's what I'm looking for. So, which of the words fit? Imminent does not fit in the context. Eminent does. But that does not help me much because just one option had imminent. Right? He is the most eminent or famous or distinguished of the speakers to address us today. Now, if you see, 4 is related. Many in the audience have achieved dash, have achieved fame, okay, or a distinction in their respective fields, popularity in their respective fields. So just like here I have an adjective, eminent, here I need a noun. Okay, a noun. So the noun form of eminent is eminence. So that helps me to eliminate one option. Good. I think that is how most of you eliminated B and D. Now, the belief in dash justice is the essence of his talk. The belief in dash justice. Okay, we will look at it. What should it be, imminent or imminent? We'll find out. Let's look at 3. Probably that is easier. So my effort is always to look at the easy sentences first, to eliminate and then answer. This hall would have been full but for the dash rain. Rain that is about to come. Rain that is about to come. So when something is about to come, about to happen, the word for that is imminent. Okay. Somehow I always associate it with the expression imminent doom, imminent danger. Okay, I have always read this in these contexts: imminent danger, imminent doom. Okay, so imminent means about to happen. So probably rain is about to happen, and that's why the hall is not full. So once I realize this, I know that C has to be the answer. And this one, the remaining one, will be filled with imminent. What does this mean? Imminent. This means something that is inherent in a particular thing, inherent. Imminent is also used in another sense. When we talk about God and we say God is imminent, ultimately we mean that yes, he is inherent in everything, or he is pervasive. He or she or whatever gender, okay, not being sexist about it. So God is pervasive, God is immanent. The belief in inherent justice, immanent justice. Hope this is clear. Inherent, pervasive. So these are some commonly confused words. Okay, eminent, imminent and immanent. Okay, now that this is clear, let's attempt another question where you can actually get a little confused. Let's see this one, common confusables again. Let me see what you say. An interesting question. Imminent wealth. So you mean inherent wealth. So can you just frame a sentence for it? Imminent wealth. Our values represent the inherent wealth that we possess, the imminent wealth that we possess. Yes, in that sense you can use it. Correct. So I only made a sentence for you. Okay. Let's see what you say. No timer here, but I still want you to respond soon. Okay, Varun says D. Others, what do you say? Anushka also says D. Okay, others? Just 2 responses. What has happened to the others? This is such an interesting question with a very interesting concept. All right, I've got 4 Ds. Okay, so this seems to be a unanimous D so far. It is dash that the accused had dash. Now see 2 and 3. There are 2 dashes here, 2 blanks here. Okay, it is dash that the accused had dash and dash from all criminal activities by adopting the dash of a sannyasi. Okay, however, so sannyasi should have been italicized here. It's a Hindi word. However, despite repeated requests from the counsel for prosecution, despite repeated requests from the counsel basically is your lawyer, for prosecution, the lawyer who was representing the prosecution side, the prosecutor, the court has dash. See, however, despite repeated requests, the court has dashed something. So the court has accepted something or rejected something. What should come here? The court has accepted something or rejected something. Tell me, despite repeated requests from the prosecution, the court has dashed a lie detector to find out the truth. The court has actually denied it, not accepted it. This was a very important thing to realize in this question. The court has not prescribed it. The court has rather proscribed it. Proscribe is to prohibit. Proscribe is to prohibit. So even though it is very clear that okay, this person tried to actually run from whatever he or she had done by adopting the demeanor or the deportment of a sannyasi, then also the court is not allowing a lie detector test to be done on him or her, right? So the court has denied. And between B and C, which one do you say now? Apurva says B. Okay, others, do we agree? Should it be B? Okay, all right. Let's see. Uh, it is implied or inferred. What is the difference between these two? So that is how this is a common confusables question, because implied and inferred can be confused with each other. Can anybody tell me? Yes. Can someone tell me this? Difference between implied and inferred? So infer is when you derive something. Okay, when as a reader, let's say as a reader, as a listener, as a viewer, I conclude something, I derive something. That is to infer. Imply is when as a speaker, as an author, okay, as a speaker or as an author or as an actor, you suggest something. I suggest something. So it's just that these are two sides of the same coin. When you are the one who's suggesting, you are implying. When on the other hand, you are on the other side and someone else is suggesting, so you are inferring. Okay. So there is this scene also, in case somebody is a fan of Big Bang Theory, where this guy says this. So basically they are suggesting this, all the protagonists, they are suggesting that he's stupid. They are implying that he's stupid. So he says, oh, I see, you guys are inferring that I'm stupid. He says, that's not correct. We were implying it. You then inferred it. We were implying it. We were suggesting it. You then inferred it. Okay. You then understood it. So this is the difference between the two words. Hope this is clear. Two sides of the same coin. So it is implied. It is implied that the accused had faked faked separation. Separation is a better term here. Separation from something. Okay. Separation from all criminal activities by adopting the demeanor. Demeanor, deportment, both fit. Demeanor also means your manner, your behavior. Okay. Deportment also means your manner or your behavior. Right. So demeanor and then proscribed. Okay, forged does not fit here. You can't forge your separation from something. Forge is forgery. When we talk about the crime of forgery, yes. What does it mean? When you forge someone's signature, you essentially fake their signature, right? But you basically make the same shape. You create something. So you can't create your separation, right? You can't, in that case, basically it does not fit with something like separation. It could fit with signatures, it could fit with, let's say, a painting, something that you create. Forging involves that, right? So that's why fake is a better term. Hope this is clear to everybody. Faked is a better term, separation is a better term, and proscribed is of course better than prescribed here. So a very interesting question this one was. Common confusables, right? Okay, perfect that everyone has got this, and I hope you are enjoying the session. If yes, then please go and press the like button. It means a lot to us. And you can, of course, later on, in case anything is not clear to you, in case you want something else to be covered, you can always comment in the comment section. I'm active there. You can share this with your friends who are preparing for any entrance test. Vocabulary is something that's there in almost all the entrance tests out there, right? And I hope you've already subscribed to the channel. I don't need to tell you that. Okay, let's have a look at another fill in the blank, but this time I have a timer here. The defense proposes to show that the incident that the prosecution so dash rejects as dash did indeed take place. This is also a revision of sorts for you, because we did the word apocryphal yesterday itself. Let's see. So I've given you a lot of time for this, it seems. The timer is running too slow. I gave 1 minute, 1 whole minute for this, yes. Okay. The defense proposes to show that the incident that the prosecution so easily rejects, easily is what I'm looking for. So I've got two C's. Okay. C has vehemently. Okay. Vehement is when you have a very strong objection to something. A vehement protest is when you are very strongly, with conviction, you are protesting something. That's a vehement protest. Okay. Uh, Whereas I mean to say that, okay, जो ये इतना easily reject कर रहे हैं ना, right? कि ये तो हुआ ही नहीं, but वो actually में हुआ है. That's what I'm trying to say, right? So what do you think? Blithely fits? Blithely? If someone has a blithe manner, an easygoing person, right? A casual, cheerful person has a blithe manner. So blithely means casually, with a lot of casual indifference. So blithely could fit here, right? But the second blank does not fit as undesirable. Second one does not fit. Similarly, in C, the second one does not fit at all. Because the prosecution is saying, ye nahi hua. Whereas this has happened. The prosecution is saying it did not happen. So, eliminated. What are we left with? B and D. So, B versus D. Tell me what should be the answer. Persuasively, nahi. Cavalier. When your manner is very cavalier towards something, a cavalier attitude towards studies is not something that I expect from you, right? When you show a lack of concern, when you have very, indifferent, casual behavior towards things. So blithely and cavalierly, they are synonymous in nature, right? Cavalierly fits absolutely, just like blithely fitted. Rejects as dash, as something that did not happen. Apocryphal, remember? Apocryphal, I told you, means dubious, of doubtful authenticity. Of doubtful authenticity. Yes, do you remember this? Apocrypha. I told you the story that the Bible has something called the Old Testament, which gives you various rules for living and behaving. Now, when this book was revised and was converted to New Testament, some of the rules from the Old Testament did not make it to the New Testament. Why? Because it was believed that they were of doubtful authenticity. So these rules collectively are called Apocrypha. Okay? Apocrypha, sorry. Okay? And therefore the word apocryphal means of dubious authenticity. Absolutely correct. Apurva, Mrinal. So our answer has to be B, Bangalore. Good. Good, Mrinal. You answered B earlier. Kamal also answered B. Good, good, good. Chalo. So this is clear to us now. We have learned the word blithe or blithely, cavalier, cavalierly, apocryphal, vehement, vehemently. So these are some of the new words that we have picked up from this question. Okay. Let's have a look at this. She was accused of treachery, which was a dash after all the years she had served the family. Again, we are back to idioms. So which was a dash. Sorry, is already written here, so will not be repeated. Okay, let's see what you say. Others? More responses. Come on. Be enthusiastic about this. In NMAT, you'll have to mark everything, remember? The timer seems to be stuck. Just give me a second. Something has happened. The timer seems to be a little stuck. Let me just check. Okay. Should be fine. Yes. I hope it's running now. She was accused of treachery, which was a dash after all the years that she had served the family. So she was accused of deceiving. Treachery is dhoka dena, to deceive someone, right? Now she was accused of this deception, which was actually shocking after all the years that she had served the family. So which was a shock. That's what I mean. Bad apple means somebody who is corrupt, right? One bad apple spoils the entire bunch. One bad apple spoils the entire barrel. You must have heard this. A very common proverb, right? So bad apple refers to a corrupt person. Now, which was a corrupt person? Which was a shock. So this is eliminated. Now, if she was actually treacherous, no, then she was a snake in the grass. If she was actually treacherous, then she herself was a snake in the grass. Snake in the grass means a treacherous person. Okay. So, therefore, this also will not come here. Bird in hand. Again, you must have heard this proverb. One bird in hand is worth two in the bush. Yes. Have you heard this? One bird in hand is worth two in the bush. So this again just shows that you can prefer something. You should prefer something that is a certain reward rather than maybe something more that you're getting in the future, but which is uncertain. So even this does not fit at all contextually. Absolutely correct. A lot of you have answered correctly here. D. Delhi is the answer. Good, good, good. Mrinal, Prats, Anushka, Niharika, Ekta, Apurva, Village Log. Good, good, good. So D Delhi. A kick in the teeth. Okay. A kick in the teeth. So that means it was actually a very shocking thing. जैसे कि किसी ने आपको पंच ही कर दिया हो, right? D. Okay. Now coming to another fill in the blank. So what do you think fits here? Fact check, we understand. Yes. If I ask you, you give me some news item, give me some news report, and I ask you, has it been fact checked? That means, has it been verified? So that is a fact check, verification. Okay. Is it B, C, rain check or rain check? Or is it A, blank check? Blank check. Have you heard this term? It's a Latin term which means blank check, right? Carte blanche, which means blank check. And it is used to mean when you give someone unrestrained authority. Okay, when you give someone unrestricted authority, unrestrained, complete control, complete authority, let me put it this way, that is when you give them a carte blanche. So this does not fit here. Okay, blank check does not fit here, fact check does not fit, and the spelling is rain check, C-H-E-C-K. Okay, so C is going to be the answer. To take a rain check on something is to politely decline it and in a way say that, okay, we'll do this later. We'll do this later. So if let's say your friend invites you to a party and you say, do you mind if we take a rain check on this? Okay, that means you politely decline to join the party and you say, you are in a way telling them, okay, postpone kar sakte hain, aaj nahi aa sakti main, right? That is taking a rain check on something. So where does this term originate from? When, let's say, earlier shows and tournaments and basically sporting events, they were cancelled because of rain or they were postponed because of rain, the spectators, they were issued a ticket. They were issued a ticket called the rain check, okay, which entitled them to watch the match at a later date, whenever it happened. Okay, so from here originates this term, rain check. Hope this is clear. C is the answer. Right, very common. We use it very commonly actually. Let's have a look at this. If you study hard, cracking the entrance test is going to be dash. A kick in the teeth, you've just learned, right? So I think we can very easily eliminate that. Looking for more responses this time. You essentially have three options. Just deserts. Here just does not mean only. Just here means something that's justified, something that's well deserved. Yes, so let me see what you say. A bee in the bonnet. If you have a bee in your bonnet, bonnet is this hat. If you have a bee in your bonnet, will it be a comfortable feeling for you? It is something that will keep bugging you. Okay, so when I say I have a bee in the bonnet, that means something is troubling me, something is annoying me, something is bugging me. Okay, something is bugging me, annoying me, troubling me. So does not fit at all. Okay, let's see whether it's D or C. Duck soup is the answer. Probably duck soup can be prepared very easily. I looked up for its origin. The origin is very uncertain. It originated from some comic strip. Okay, so duck soup means something that's very easy. Something that's very easy. An easy task. That's what it means, duck soup. Just deserts is when you get what you deserve. Okay, so when you get the appropriate reward for what you've done in proportion to your effort, your well-deserved reward will be your just deserts, right? Your deserved deserts. That's the meaning here. So C is the only one that fits. And with this, we have learned 3 idioms in case you did not know, be in the bonnet. Okay. This very similar idioms these are, yes. Stick it out, stick their necks out, stick their chins out. Which one is the answer? Let's see. Intractable. Intractable is something that is, so when I call a person to be intractable, no, that means they are not very compliant, not very obedient, don't listen to me. If a problem is intractable, that means it looks like we'll not be able to solve it. It's a tough problem, right? It's an insolvable problem. Unsolvable problem, sorry. Yeah. So let's see what we say here. The problem looked intractable, quite tough, but the team decided to dash and hope that everything would be fine in the end. So what did the team decide to do? Okay. Yes, a cakewalk could also be used in the previous one, Varun. A walk in the park could also be used. A cakewalk, a walk in the park, duck soup, all mean a very easy task, right? D versus A. They decided to stick it out. Stick it out is absolutely correct. So is C. To stick their chins out also means that they showed resolve, they showed determination, fortitude, that okay, we will actually stick to it. Okay, we'll stick to this problem, we'll not leave it, and we hope that everything will be fine in the end. So both A and C actually fit. To stick it out is to be persistent despite a problem, okay, despite your troubles. To stick your chins out again means to show determination, courage, resolve, fortitude, etc. To stick your necks out has a different meaning. And here we are saying necks because of their, okay, chins because of their. Otherwise, the idiom is to stick one's chin out. Okay. Now, why am I saying there when it is a team? Because neck to sabki alag-alag hi hongi na. Chin sabki alag-alag hi hongi, right? They all of the team members will have separate necks and separate chins. That's why we are saying there. Okay, and that's why we are using the plural necks and chins. Otherwise, the idioms are to stick one's chin out, to stick one's neck out. To stick one's neck out is to say something boldly even when you think you can be criticized later on. You know, that one moment of courage that you sometimes show in front of your elders, let's say, or in front of your parents, even though you know ab aage hame bahut डांट पड़ने वाली है. That is when you are sticking your neck out. ठीक है? So B is the least fitting option here. A and C both fit. D. All right. Hope this helps, and we've learned 3 related idioms, all talking about sticking something. Okay, let's have a look at this analogy question. Sorry, I forgot to give a heading for this. You have to find the most similar relationship. The most similar relationship here. Let's see what you say. Analogy question. So we did quite a few. Okay, explain B again. Alright, just give me a second. To stick your neck out is to speak or do something boldly. Usually it's associated with speaking, saying, okay, even though you might become open to criticism after that. Okay, which can be criticized later on. This is something, this is what it means to stick your neck out. Right? In a way, you're exposing your neck. No, somebody can attack it. That's the idea. You're exposing your neck. All right. So let's have a look at this one. This is an analogy question from a previous year paper. Let's see what you say here. Grotesque is to macabre. That's how these words are pronounced. Grotesque is to macabre. So what will be the answer here? Okay. Not really timing you in this. I want you to focus on accuracy more rather than the time. Alright. So grotesque is something that is strange, right? And macabre, when do we use this word? Macabre. In case you are fond of reading, let's say book reviews, movie reviews, you must have come across this word when particularly reading something about the horror genre. Have you? So if I say that the plot, the way the plot proceeds is as macabre as the events that happen in the book. Right? I think I am recalling something that I had read. So macabre is something that's related to death. That's very gory. That's very something very horrifying, gory, related to death. That is macabre. So which one fits in your opinion? Let's see what you said. Okay. Here I've got B versus D. Okay, but mostly B's. Mostly I've got B's. Okay. Why not D? Why not D, Delhi? Something that's disgusting also. Yes, yes, yes. So, see this. Grotesque is strange. Now we are saying that macabre is something that's gory, related to death. Classics is to reigns. This does not relate at all to, these two don't relate at all to one another. Marriage is to funeral, absolutely the opposites. So good that you eliminated A and C. Now history is to paleontology. Paleontology is a science. I understand that paleontology is also associated with recovering fossils. So in that sense, it is a part of history also. But more or less, paleontology is the scientific study of fossils. Yes, that's the job of a paleontologist. So in that sense, it's not related. It's not a form of history because वो science है primarily. So that's why I feel that history versus science ये तो अलग-अलग बात हो गई. ये नहीं related. Sorcery is to necromancy. Sorcery means when you are, let's say somebody is a witch or a wizard and is into practicing magic. Okay, practicing magic. A witch or a wizard practicing magic. I think this much we know. A lot of us have read or seen Harry Potter. Necromancy is a particular form of performing magic where you communicate with the dead. So see, again this becomes disgusting like macabre. So while grotesque is simply strange, macabre becomes gory, related to death. Similarly, while sorcery is simply a little strange to us that somebody is practicing magic, necromancy becomes outrightly related to death, communicating with the dead. So that's why D is the best fit here. Okay, and not B, Bangalore. Alright, necromancy, the practice of communicating with the dead. Alright, so hope this was clear to you. Another analogy question, again interesting. So inspect is to vivisect. Inspect is to vivisect. Which one is the closest in relationship to this? Inspect is to vivisect. I haven't seen either actually. Doctor Strange and Wanda. Uh, Doctor Strange wali mein this Sherlock guy is there. Benedict Cumberbatch. Is he there? Doctor Strange. Then I may have seen it. Okay, I don't remember. Okay, C is what you are saying. Others? All right. C. Okay. Unanimous C. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Okay, okay. So then I might have seen that. And no, it's not C. See this. Inspect is to vivisect. We need to know the meaning of vivisect here. See, if I look at its etymological meaning, no, viv means life, sect means to cut. So vivisection it's a word of criticism actually. Vivisection is used to criticize this practice that was prevalent in a lot of labs earlier, where, in biology labs, the scientists, they would cut up organisms just to demonstrate something to others, right? Or in schools also, this used to happen earlier, rats were cut just to demonstrate to students some organs, etc. So the opponents of this practice called this vivisection, cutting up a living being. Now, vivisect, however, also means a detailed analysis. A detailed analysis in a metaphorical sense. This is what vivisection means. So, आप बिल्कुल ही detailed criticism या analysis देते हो. So, inspection is simply, when you basically, okay, inspect. You are, how do I explain the word inspect? आप देख रहे हो चीजें, ठीक है, आप उनको स्कैन कर रहे हो इन अ वे, you are assessing them, you are looking them, okay, looking at them. That is inspect. But when you vivisect, you explore, you analyze it in detail. Okay, so this is a higher degree. That's the relationship that I drew when I read this. Inspect, अच्छा देखना कि सब ठीक है कि नहीं. Vivisection, और detailed thorough analysis करना. Now, the words observe, survey, they don't match the degree of vivisect actually. While inquire and query, they match the degree of inspect, right? Observe is simply to see. Survey again is in the nature of inspecting something only, that you're surveying the area, you're looking at it and seeing koi flaws to nahi hai. Detailed analysis ki feeling isme bhi nahi aati, right? We are left with B and C. Now, C, interrogate means to ask questions. To ask questions. Explore, on the other hand, is a synonym of analyze only, right? Moreover, investigate is to interrogate. When we investigate something, this actually gives an impression of something happening thoroughly. You are going to the depth of something. So यहाँ पर ये वाला ज़्यादा deep लग रहा है word as compared to this. Whereas I want to search for a word where the second word is deeper. So inquire is to explore, matches this sort of a relationship where in one case you're just inquiring, but in another you are going for a thorough exploration of the thing, right? So the answer is going to be B here. Good, Apurva, Ekta, right? Vivisection, when it is used as a word of criticism actually. Only the opponents of this practice use this word, vivisection. Okay, so the word is bound to have a negative connotation that way. It's a word of criticizing. All right. So these were some questions. So we did some fill in the blanks, some common confusables, some idioms, some analogy questions today. And the idea was to expose you to various question types. Of course, this is not an exhaustive list. There are other question types also. Now, you asked me a question as to how to practice analogy questions, because at the end there's no limit. See, that's the case with vocabulary in general. Okay. So my suggestion would be practice as many questions on analogy as you can. from previous year papers, from the NMAT official guide in case you're preparing for NMAT, right? And after that, learn vocabulary words, as many as you can. So this is all that we can do to prepare for analogy questions. Ultimately, ये words ही है, right? So the more words you know, the better you will be at attempting these questions. And also practicing questions will help you to understand these subtle differences here, right? Okay. Yes, so we are focusing on a particular thing, Adarsh, but so when I say he is observing the phenomenon versus when I say he is exploring or analyzing the phenomenon. Let's say if I say he is analyzing the phenomenon, which one appears to have a higher degree of, let's say, going into the depth? The exploring part, the analysis part, right? Observing an issue versus exploring about an issue. So that's why our better option here is B. Inquire is to explore. Right. So I understand that these were very confusing options here, but the only way to eliminate was to focus on this analysis part. Previous year papers of NMAT are not available in the public domain. Okay, you will have to buy the NMAT official guide for it. Previous year papers of SNAP, you have memory-based papers available online. So Google and you will find memory-based papers of SNAP. Okay, online available. All right. So I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope you liked it. If yes, please go and press the like button right now. And yes, I will see you on Tuesday at 12. Again, I'll bring some interesting aspect of VARC, RC. So it could be RC passages, vocabulary, grammar, verbal logic, right? So stay tuned. I'll see you on Tuesday now. And yes, this is our CAT 2023 program. You can enroll now for it, and you can just read what all comes with it, right? After this, okay, sorry, this is a repetition, and you can join us on this channel. If somebody was asking how to contact, how to stay connected, this is how we can stay connected, right? Okay, then welcome. Thank you so much, Nunal. Welcome all of you. Bye bye.